Welcome, welcome, welcome. I believe I am live. This is Teresa at In the Garden Tarot. I'll be live here for the next, about an hour, maybe more, offering free readings to anyone who wants them. Oh gosh. I have had a heck of a week last week. And hopefully it's going to smooth out and get better now. I won't bore you with the details because, it's just life. But, whew, I'm kind of exhausted. It's times like these where I realize that I am a delicate flower. I kind of say this jokingly to my friends a lot. Don't forget I'm a delicate flower. And what I mean by that is, I don't mean that like I'm so super sensitive I can't cope with, normal life. It just means that it feels like things affect me on a grand scale, and physically. And like when I had this thing that kind of started last week on Wednesday, I laid down and spent most of the day in bed that day, because I was just so physically exhausted from the stress of it all. But that's not my problem. That's not your problem. That's my problem. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I was going to say just the opposite. So yeah, here I am. And if you'd like a reading, just say hello in the chat and I will definitely help you out. If I don't react to you right away, that's because there is a lag of about 20 seconds, and also because I'm doing other things in the background, trying to get it all set up the way I want it to be set up. So just keep that in mind, my friend. So we just had Labor Day weekend. It was a lovely weekend to have. And I labored on artwork because I'm retired. And so one of the things I promised myself that I would do once I retired was I would do the things that I like to do that I never had time to do before, which was work. Because I'm retired, and so one of the things I promised myself that I would do making art once I retired was I would do the things that I like to do that I never had time to do before, gardening, and which was all the things. And there's just all the things you don't have time to do when you're working full time, and not in my case, but in other people's cases, maybe dealing with family, raising their kids, whatever it is. I'm just going to peek over here and make sure I'm not ignoring anyone. Hi, Phantom Punk. Sorry, I was fiddling with something. How are you doing today? How are things going? Absolutely, it's cool. Do you have any particular question in mind, or just like a general reading? Oh, that's good. I'll take some of your chill. I'll trade you your chill. Yeah, what, do you have a particular question? Or just a general question? Will I win the DraftKings? You keep asking that question. I keep telling you that, I think it was you, that the answer is no. But, just for the fun of it, since it's a yes-no question, just for the fun of it, let's see what the pendulum has to say about that. So, let me get my pendulum still first. Stay still. Still, please. Will Phantom Punk win the DraftKings burrito pool? Actually, that's kind of a yes. That was kind of a yes, so maybe report back, let me know if you want it. Different pool. Will I win the DraftKings burrito pool? Oh, it's a different pool than the last time you asked. Okay. Well, you'll have to let me know if you win it, okay? This is for, I'm just going to put this out there. This is for entertainment purposes only. My philosophy of tarot is, although I understand why people want to ask predicting the future questions, the problem is that the future is not set in stone. Yeah, let me know. But my philosophy is more about guidance and making your life better. You're welcome, honey. Thanks for coming in. Let me know if you won. If you win the burrito or whatever it is, I think I need some kind of props, okay? If you lose it, don't mention my name. That was Phantom. Phantom's been a regular. Phantom, I'm working on something as I'm talking to you, so just letting you know. I'm putting the tags in this video. If I can find the tags, there it is. And saving it, and then I'm back with you 100%. There we go. I'm back. Oh my goodness. Did you do anything fun for Labor Day? Yeah. Well, I don't know where you work, but hopefully it was worth it. My neighborhood, I'm retired. Yeah, but my neighborhood, which is not normally so quiet, was very quiet. I'm assuming because a lot of people went, like, I don't know, to the lake or wherever to do their Labor Day barbecue. Yeah, well, that's nice. Holiday pay, is that like a 1.5 times your normal pay or double your pay? I can't remember. Hey, Zara! How are you? Phantom Punk and I have a bet going. Yeah, save that money because you're going to need it. Put that money away. Yeah, that's what I thought too. 1.5. See, I couldn't remember. I know that, is it when you go over 40 hours that's double your pay? I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had a job that was a, by the hour kind of job. That's good. Are you not in school? I had a rough week, Zara. I had a very rough week. You may have noticed I wasn't on live last week or last Thursday. Can't remember if I was on live at all. Normally I'm on live at least twice a week, and I had some stuff that needed to be taken care of. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had that kind of job. Well, it hasn't been too long. Let me put it this way: it's been a while since I've had a job where they would even consider having you work holidays or work overtime because they don't want to pay you. You know. But anyway, I had kind of a rough week last week, and it's not over yet. That's right, you leave at 11:30. I thought you started at 11:30. Yeah. It'll be okay. Thursday and Friday will really, this week, should clean things up. Hey, I don't know if either of you saw my, I can't remember, it's my comments, but I purchased a couple more tarot decks. And I also purchased a couple more oracle decks, so I'm really excited about getting those in the mail and using them in the live. It won't be till next week, though, because I think it's coming on Saturday. You know, adults gotta adult, you know, Zara? It's just all part of the adult experience, unfortunately. I guess I don't want to be adult. So I have been working on some artwork, though, because I like to, that's what I decided I wanted to do in my spare time. When I retired, or actually all my time is spare time now. And I looked at, possible countries to go visit, because I don't know if I can afford to live in this country, which I talked about before. And the prices of Airbnbs have gone through the roof since the last time I looked, and I'm not sure why, but a friend of mine suggested maybe it's the time of year, so later on I'm going to look at next summer. I think I'm also Nightbot. The Nightbot is talking about readings by donation. I'm actually going to change my format. I'm not going to offer like 3 different levels. I'm just going to do one straight full reading for a set amount, somewhere between $8 and $12, probably $10. It's just easier for me. And Zara, you already know, I don't know if Phantom Punk's still here, but I'm going to be starting a membership. Yeah, I'm going to be starting a membership here at the end of October, and there'll be a couple things. There'll be like there'll be a lot of things on the membership, but the things pertinent to right now is that I will have a group, like the member group kind of general reading, like a pick a card, that'll be available once a month, and then I will also have individual. Each person will get one free individual reading once a month, and that will be during my lives on here. Yeah, and so I'm starting to work on that. It's hard not, there's a lot of people out there doing the same thing or doing similar things for a lot more money or about the same amount of money or whatever, and it's kind of discouraging. It's I try not to be discouraged that there's a bunch of people out there doing the same thing, because there's a bunch of people out there, writing programs, and there's a lot of people out there making art, and that doesn't mean there's a room for one more, Oh, well, thank you. Did you want a reading today, or are you just coming to say hi? Oh, and I also, I need to change, and I added Zelle as another way to donate if people choose to donate. I put up a couple of pick-a cards. I put up one about who's gossiping about you and what are they saying. And then I put up my regular Sunday view of the week ahead. Pick a card. That was Devaya's suggestion, which I'm surprised I don't see them, but maybe they're doing something else. Okay, let's look at Zara's. Do you have a particular question, Zara? I'm going to start calling you Z, I think. You feel like a Z to me. Let me know if you have a particular question. Okay, well, when you're ready, just, throw it out there. ZY? Well, thank you. I've gotten so used to calling you the wrong name. I don't know if I can break myself of the habit. I tend to rename people, and then I get stuck. I can't stop saying it the wrong way or a completely different name. What is the general energy coming towards you in your current path? Let's see what the energy is for Zara on her current path. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, we have the Two of Swords reversed. We have the Nine of Wands. And we have the Wheel of Fortune upright. So, the thing that came into my mind as I laid down the Nine of Wands in particular was got yourself all tied up in knots. And I think the reason why it came to my mind is because we have that Two of Swords reversed. Because when we look at the Two of Swords, we're looking at the mind, we're looking at the thinking, and we're also looking at a choice. And I think that with it reversed, there is a certain amount of analysis paralysis maybe going on, a certain amount of maybe too many things to choose from, too many good things. So not necessarily good or bad things, but sometimes it means the decision's already been made. It kind of depends. So would you say that you've made a decision, but you're kind of feeling nervous about it? Or would you, with the Nine of Wands following it, there is a certain vibe to like, okay, I've done it, and now it's out there, and whatever happens, happens, and I'm gonna just take a moment and chill. So either an anxiety about making a decision or having made a decision and have kind of released it to the interview, or to the interview, released it to the universe. Whatever it is going to have a positive outcome with that Wheel of Fortune upright. So if you feel like there's something that's kind of still up in the air that hasn't been settled, that maybe you've been thinking about, it is going to turn out all right. So with your original question, you were like, what, the energy on your current path? Your current path is leading in a good place. It's leading a good way. Make sure you're not getting all tripped up on your own thoughts, and make sure that you count your wins, and admire your work, what you've done, to take a step back from it and look at it and go, yep, I did that. I put that out in the universe, and it's going to be okay. Ooh, at the bottom of your deck, we have the Three of Coins. So Three of Coins would be about working. Yeah. Looks like you've been working on something, though. I don't know if it is your actual work, because I think you told me you had a job. But being at your work and working hard and doing your thing is kind of the undercurrent here. That's a good card, by the way, to have. To be a hard worker pays off in the end. This kind of harkens to this idea of working hard to achieve some goals also. Working hard pays off in the end. Oh, that's good. Do you feel like it's that you're manifesting what you wanted? Me and ZY are here just shooting the breeze. Just got done reading ZY's current energy for their path. I've been trying to put my mind to a lot of things. Ooh. Well, you're young and have the energy to do that. I can only handle one or two things at a time, I think. Just don't burn yourself out, okay? Yeah, being optimistic is, you know what, is recommended, but it's not always up to you whether, it's like, sometimes it's hard to be optimistic or to look at things that way. I think that probably for me, I tend to be neither optimistic or pessimistic. I tend to be withdrawn from things. And that's because of just life, things that have happened in my life have made me not want to be out in the world, kind of. Yeah, I know you do. And I think you will be successful. I've been seeing a lot of stuff lately about this Pisces full moon eclipse that's coming up, I think, on the 4th. And I've also been seeing a lot of stuff about Saturn entering Pisces. And one person was saying, I'm a Pisces, so that's why I guess it seems particularly potent to me. One person was saying is Saturn is not coming in to punish, but rather to give structure to your dreams, structure to your plans, support. So that was encouraging. So maybe this is a good time for you to be working towards manifesting a particular thing, because Saturn comes in to support it. Yeah. So I'm like trying. I always, I'm out of Aquarius, so I'm always very curious about people, and yet I have to be careful what I ask, especially because this is a public forum, and um, I don't want to ask personal questions of people too much because some creepy person could come on here and use it to their advantage. But I didn't do anything for Labor Day, which is fine with me. Just out there watering my tomato plants in the hopes that they'll give me one more tomato before the end of the season. I made some spring rolls, which I don't know if you've ever had them. They are, I believe they're Vietnamese. So they have raw vegetables inside of them, and you dip them in peanut sauce. But I was very proud of those. I ate those for lunch yesterday. This is the excitement of my day, Zara. I've been working on decollage artwork pieces, just kind of playing around with them. So I was working on one of those yesterday. Yeah, they're really good. If you like, it's kind of like a salad and a roll, although you can't put meat in it. I just don't. But you can put almost anything in it. But what makes it kind of pop and makes it special is that they put mint leaves, or sometimes not bay leaves, basil in it, and it just gives it this unique flavor. And you put these rice noodles in there, so that kind of bulks it up. I put rice noodles, they're cooked, of course, cucumber, shredded carrot, lettuce. You can put all kinds of stuff in there. I put avocado in this one this time. It was good. And the rice papers, they're these circles. They're hard, they're stiff, and then you stick them in the hot water or warm water for like 10 seconds. And I kid you not, it has to be 10 seconds. When it comes out, it's still a little stiff. But by the time you lay it down, start putting your ingredients on it to roll it up, it gets really floppy and sticky. I wish that I could master tofu, because tofu is super cheap protein. Because that's one of the proteins you can put in it. You can slice it up and things like that. But I have not yet mastered tofu, I'm afraid. I haven't gotten to where I like it no matter what I put on it. I like it when other people do it who know what they're doing, but I'm just not one of those people. I want to be so bad, though. You know what I just thought, though? I do have some dried red lentils. So I could cook the lentils and then cool them off and then put those in the rice paper wrapper. If you've gone to a Japanese restaurant and you've had like miso soup, you would have had tofu. It's fermented bean curd, I believe is what it is. Soybean. It's just super cheap as far as like a protein source, and it can be substituted. It can substitute for like eggs and different things like that. It is. It's like, if you like vegetables, it's super yummy. And if you're not allergic to peanuts, you get the peanut sauce and you dip it in the peanut sauce, and it is so awesome. As a matter of fact, talking about all this is making me hungry. What kinds of things do you normally eat? What's your normal thing to eat? I confess that if I had a car and the money, I'd probably be out buying hamburgers every day. I like convenient food. Food I didn't have to cook. Tell me again what classes you're taking. You have a routine? I have a culturally mandated routine, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But other than that, I pretty much eat whenever. I love sushi. I like unagi. I think it's called. It's the baked eel with that sweet sauce on it. Of course, I like California rolls. I like any kind of roll, really. Um, I'm I'm kind of on the fence about ramen. When I was young, we're talking 1980, 80, 81, and I worked and I didn't make a whole lot of money, I would eat a lot of ramen, like cup of noodles and things like that. So I'm a little burnt out on it. I would like to be able to zhuzh it up so that it's edible because it's, again, a super cheap meal. Literature, Comp Honors 4, and Earth Systems. Is it British literature, American literature? What kind of literature? British lit. So is it like early British lit, like the Canterbury Tales, or is it later, like the Bronte sisters or Jane Austen? Or I think we did Shakespeare too, like Othello was one of the ones I did in my British lit in college. But I can't remember if that was modern or old. Oh, okay. What are you looking at a particular? Are you looking at the sonnets? Or are you looking at a particular play? When I did British Lit in college, we did Othello. Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Yeah, that was some Hamlet. Yeah, I think isn't Hamlet the most quotes ever come from Hamlet? I remember writing a paper on Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. I hope I'm saying that right. I got good grades. Are you comparing the two? Yeah. I think it's Hamlet. It's either Hamlet or Macbeth. When I was in high school, it was Romeo and Juliet. That was the Shakespeare we looked at. In college, it was Othello. But of course, that's up to the professor. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting way to explore it. Because There are different adaptations of Romeo and Juliet as well, as if I'm not mistaken. So are there any modern adaptations that you're looking at, American or otherwise? I wonder if Hamlet has any, or can be connected to Oedipus Rex. Because Oedipus Rex is the story of a guy who, his father gets a prophecy that that his son who's just born is going to kill him. So he banishes his son. And the son will remember where he was raised. But anyway, it all comes true, and the whole story is about how it comes true. Yeah. You don't know which adaptations you're doing? Oh, okay. You haven't seen a modern version. Yeah, maybe there isn't one. I know there was a Leonardo DiCaprio version, I think, of Romeo and Juliet back in the day, when Leonardo was a very young man, before Titanic. So what have you learned about in Earth systems? Was that what it was called, Earth systems? I'm assuming it's like environmental geology or something. Yeah, it was a movie. I honestly don't remember what it was called. I don't think I even watched it. I guess it was just called Romeo and Juliet. Romeo plus Juliet. Yeah. I saw a layers of the earth and whatnot. Yeah, the usual stuff. Yeah. A lot of things happening in the earth right now. Lots of earthquakes happening, it seems like. I don't know if there's a lot happening or that it's just that the reporting is more in your face than it used to be. I think it's not so much that there are more earthquakes than it is we just see more of the news, the information. Because earthquakes are happening all the time, they're just not all reported. But I saw a recent post, I didn't watch it, but the headline of the post was saying that Kilauea, which is a volcano in Hawaii, I'm sure you knew that, is erupting because of some kind of solar flares or something like that. Or that's what they were positing, that was the case. I don't know. Do you find that topic interesting, or are you just trying to get through the geological stuff? They recently had that really big earthquake in Russia, not far being a relative term, not far from Alaska. The biggest recorded, I believe, 8.8 on a 10-point scale. Yeah, me too. And then I think in the last few days there's been one on in Afghanistan. But the amount of devastation isn't just about the size of the quake, it's about the population, it's about, the buildings and things like that. What topics in school do you find interesting? Hmm. If I remember, am I remembering correctly that you were wanting your focus to be in communications when you go to college? Seems like you mentioned that last time. Business management. Okay. For some reason I thought it was like something in addition to that, but that's okay. I've slept since then, and I talked to a lot of people. Well, you know what I saw you in? I saw you in like the CIA or the FBI. Yeah. Maybe the FBI, not the CIA. I'm just chilling with ZY here, talking about life, but if you'd like a reading, just jump up in the chat and say hi. I've been here about 44 minutes. I'll be here about another 15 unless things get crazy busy. Well, there's a lot of different jobs in that umbrella organization, There's your Fox Mulders, if you remember, you probably don't remember, but from the X-Files, and then there's like your, G. Gordon Liddy, not G. Gordon Liddy, he was a bad guy. You've got what I'm saying is that you have your investigative people that go out on federal crimes, and then you have people that do stuff in-house to like support them, like, analyzing whatever. I can hear the faintest sound in my background, like there's a TV on. Don't be shy if you're in here and you want to ask a question. Ask away. Well, you'll narrow it down. Not at all. It's not bad at all. Lots of options out there. As long as I'm going to pull off one of my little quotes here. As long as you do something because you love doing it. That's the hard part. I really love teaching. But not all the parts were digestible for me. All the different things that have to do with being a teacher in a public school were not in line with what I loved. But the teaching I loved. Oh. That is probably a good option if that's what you're interested in. Especially if you want to go into any kind of government service job. What would you want to do in the Air Force? Yeah. Well, I think that, and your family can tell you whether it's true, that there is a test they give, and I think it's called the AVAST or the AVAST, where it kind of gives you an idea of where your strengths are. I think that's how they determine where they're going to put you within their organization. Yeah, I believe when I worked at the University of Tennessee at Knoxville, there were people that were going to college. I think like again, your family would know better than me, but like when you come out of it, when you finish your degree, whatever it is, you automatically are an officer in the Air Force. And you get some behind the scenes perks, that you have a person in that branch of the military who's advocating for you at the university. I know, working in the registrar's office, that getting people into classes that work with their service. We made a special effort for them. I do have a friend who, after college, a couple of years after college, I don't know what I think his original degree was philosophy, and he went into the Air Force, and they sent him to the language school, so he learned Russian. And his job is to sit in a room all day long with other people and just kind of monitor. I don't know if it's on the computer, like on the internet, or whether it's like hearing stuff, but they monitor things. And that's what he does for the Air Force. And he was based, at the time, he was in Belleville, Illinois. There's a base there. Maybe you just take that test that they offer first before you decide. Yeah, it's called the ASVAB, the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. So look into that. It's called the ASVAB. ASVAB. Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. Might be something, I mean, even if you don't go into the Air Force, it might be some test that you want to take to see, to give you a little bit more direction in your future goals. Just a thought. There's also one that they offer called the AFOQT, which measures verbal and quantitative aptitudes and specific aptitudes for officer training programs like pilot, combat systems officer, or air battle manager. Yeah, take a look. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and head out. It's almost been an hour. It's time for lunch for me. I have another person here, but they don't appear to be wanting a reading, so maybe next time. But it's nice talking to you, ZY.